do it by means of using his abilities and stopping the person, not necessarily applying force or some sort of physical damage in any way. But when a man has to take up the mantle or to stop a fellow man from anything that is violent or anything which is provoking, the man has to use force. There is that probability, there is a greater probability that that man will have to injure or somehow damage or use force to sort of damage the person, the enemy, in order to be able to achieve the peace or the aim of which he might be interested, he might want to do. This has been the case. I don't see how one can read the Bible and still thinks that God is not a violent person, or let's say God is a peaceful person. There isn't any direct or straightforward statement that achieves that aim or that idea. So mostly it is up to a man who reads to sort of pick and choose as to what might feel peaceful or what might feel violent. And mostly people find themselves in this situation of being violent and the next minute being peaceful. To my understanding and to what I have experienced, it is neither here nor there in the Bible. It is not entirely a peaceful book, and the Quran is not entirely a peaceful book. They may be preaching peaceful things at one point, but as long as it is written there that there is some encouragement coming from the living God of instructing David and leaders of Joshua or whatever leaders to go out there and defend themselves and defend in the name of God, then definitely it encourages others to follow suit. There are others who might choose the opposite way by getting other advices from the same book which tells them not to pursue evil or be violent in any way, and that is a good thing. That is mostly a good thing. But the book is claimed to be entirely from the living God, and the human at some point deserve to have his peace and yet cannot achieve it. There are people who are very hard-headed, which no matter what you do, conference, sit and talk extensively, no matter how long you talk, will not come to accept or agree to anything that might sound reasonable. And in that situation, you are forced to sort of take any other measures, be it good or bad. But at the end of the day, I, for instance, will expect the intervention of God, where force will not necessarily be important to apply, but mostly God will use his divine powers to change that person, to give that person peace in his heart, so that he will not continue to provoke his fellow neighbor in any way, to sort of encourage violence in any way. But so actually this is how I think. I may be looking at the things in the Bible and gradually be changing certain things, and will gradually review my understanding, the options that I feel can be, considered when it comes to the Bible. Maybe others might take advantage of it, but my prime concern is that I have been able to speak out what is from my heart, and whichever way, whether I'm spiritually inspired or physically inspired or mentally inspired, it doesn't matter, as long as I make sense, as long as I'm achieving something good in society, as long as my impact is felt, as long as it's something reasonable to sort of ignite the light in the good people out there who are willing and ready to only embrace something which makes sense, other people who has, somehow oversighted. They've some over they have it's been an oversight to their time to them when they were, they're making their research, and somehow could not come to the point of recognizing certain things or giving a thought to one or two phrases that they came across, might choose this or moment or listen to this or somehow hear, and all of a sudden they will realize that these things are something that they need to reconsider. It will be very bad that all my life I'll get to a point and never passed on anything that I so much wish to pass on, and then life is just once and I've lost it, and I find myself in a situation where I cannot come back to correct anything, and here I am rotten, and that's it. But what about my children or my family or people that I relate to? Didn't I have any sympathy, or didn't I care at all? This is the moment for one to be able to care, not when one is dead. You can only care now as you live, as you are alive, but you cannot care when you are dead and you are gone. So I think it's the opportunity that I have to take, and take it well and make good use of it, and that is what I intend to do by making this video, to sort of express that anytime you see me, my name or anything regarding the beginning of peace, a video tagged or entitled The Beginning of Peace, browse through and listen to the views that I've got, listen to the ideas that I have come up with, listen to the points that I have come across, listen to the things that I have thought through all this time, all of my life, that I feel are very, very important. And there may be others there like me, but never have got the chance to be able to put their voice out there. And if I have got a chance, I intend to do it to the fullest. And I say the one hand needs to wash the other hand in order to be able to sort of have a complete wash, or a balanced, life in so many respects. So look out for my videos, look out for what I have to say, and I'm sure you will pick one or 2 points, and then if you do, make good use of it. Let it be of good use. Value it as something which has brought something good to your life, has brought you to the awareness that you so require. Don't be drowned or be drifted away by the rumor, necessarily the rumor or the faction or the majority say issue, which normally is the case, which drowns us or takes it to the heights that we never intend to go. And sometimes we blind our minds and we block our hearts, and sometimes we don't really think things through as we are meant to. I think that if you come across my videos, I want you to take time, listen carefully, make the right choices, embrace the good things that the words that I might put forth, the ideas that I feel that I want to share. Listen carefully, and as I open through, mostly I'll be opening through the pages of the book, the Bible, mostly because I was much more in tune to the Bible, and I'm sure that whatever sense I try to make, you will also see my point. But until it is all ended, until you've listened to all the videos, don't jump to conclusions, and let part of the book, the part of the message drive you to do anything foolish, because I'm driving to a very complicated situation, and I'll need your attention and your carefulness. Thank you.